in the neighborhood who rode Harleys, and I always enjoyed seeing them when they assembled before they'd go out for a ride. And then when they would get ready to go, they had their girlfriends on the back, and they were always some of the coolest guys in the neighborhood. They were all dressed real nice, and their girlfriends were dressed nice. They looked like they were having so much fun, and I just didn't have anyone in my family that rode, but I thought, that looks really neat. And when I got to be a teenager and old enough to drive, I started driving cars, and I love fast, sporty things, and so it was just a natural transition to go into driving or riding a motorcycle. And as a young adult, I bought my first motorcycle, and it was a Honda 600, and then I had pretty much everything that's been made. I had Hondas, Yamahas, Suzukis, Kawasaki's, everything but a Harley-Davidson, because I was raising a family and I didn't think I could afford an actual big bike, a Harley-Davidson. They were so expensive, and they had that mystique of being like the Rolls-Royce of motorcycles. So when I got my first Harley, I was actually in my 40s. The kids were gone, and I thought it was time to sort of live that dream. And I bought my first Harley and enjoyed that, and I bought another one a couple years later, and I had two bikes. And then I had the chance or the privilege of having a long trip with my grandson. We were living in Toronto, Canada, and my grandson, who was 14 at the time, came up to visit with us for the summer, and he and I took a trip from Toronto, Ontario, down to Key West, Florida. And we went down there just to see the sunset, and he had never seen the sunset in Florida, and certainly, I shouldn't say in Florida, but in Key West, and they're just beautiful. If you've not been to the southernmost part of this country, it is spectacular. And we took 2 weeks, and we rode in the bikes down there, and a week or so back, and went through some of the most gorgeous places to ride. And I think that I had the bug for sure then, and that was my early introduction into riding and riding Harleys.